That's right, one super giant pizza. Plain, nothing on it. And I'd like that delivered as soon as possible.
Girls, your pizza's here.
Thank you.
Virtual pizza.
People of Earth, how are you?
Mark, the pizza place screwed up again.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I don't think so. Winner, winner, sheen dinner.
Do you want me to order a pizza?
Oh, good for you.
Now it's the best part. I called the pizza dude. All right. Look.
Actually, I'd like to touch.
Do I sound like I'm ordering a pizza?
Welcome to episode 3 of Virtual Pizza, the show where we devour the digital world one slice at a time. I'm your host, Phil Olsen, and coming up in this episode, Adam talks to upcoming band Bibelots and we play their new single. Joe brings us a new feature called Side Salad. I'll recommend an app for your mobile device. Jim reviews Rebel Without a Crew by Robert Rodriguez, and much, much more. But first, let's see what's happened in the last 2 weeks in under a minute. The not-so-exclusive beta for long-awaited Ghost Recon Future Soldier goes live. Anders Behring Breivik did it for his country. North Korea threatens to reduce the rat-like South to ashes in just 4 minutes, using peculiar means and methods of our own style. Simon Cowell is in 11 times a night man. The 100th anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic is celebrated. Leveson Inquiry reveals more red faces. William and Catherine celebrate their first anniversary. The Ministry of Defence reveal plans to put surface-to-air missiles on residential buildings during the Olympics. Test audience reactions are unclear on the clarity of The Hobbit. William Shakespeare celebrates his 448th birthday. Marvel's Avengers Assembled arrives with huge success despite its mess of a name. Google joins the Cloud Club. Robert Redford launches Sundance London. Britney Spears wants $20 million to join the X Factor, and torrential rain hits the UK but makes no dent to the drought.
You're listening to Virtual Pizza.
Back in 1992, a 23-year-old filmmaker from Texas named Robert Rodriguez released a movie called El Mariachi. And that film, not to overstate things, represented a massive paradigm shift in independent filmmaking that is still being felt today. Now, not everyone may have been aware of him at the time, but I certainly was, partly because I was from Texas, but more to the point because 3 years after the film came out, I would enter the same film program that he had entered. Not long after the film was released, he came out with a book called Rebel Without a Crew, or How a 23-Year-Old Filmmaker with $7,000 Became a Hollywood Player. His story, at least in Texas, has kind of reached mythic proportions. I mean, here's a guy with no contacts, no ins in the industry who wants to learn filmmaking and decided to make cheap movies that he would sell to a Mexican DVD or home video distributor in effort to be able to just continue making movies, who, for lack of a better term, got lucky and became who he is today. I have a fairly unique perspective on this book because not only did I go to UT, but I went to UT right after he did, and I had a lot of the same professors as him. In particular, Charles Ramirez Berg, who he holds up as being his favorite professor in college for good reason, because he's amazing. Rodriguez actually handed an unmarked VHS copy of this to Ramirez Berg before anything had come of it. He also allowed Ramirez Berg to Xerox copies of this book to be distributed to his class as part of the curriculum. Now, if you're at all interested in the filmmaking process and are starting out, this book is absolutely invaluable. He details his process from its early stages when he was a young kid, making movies with his many brothers and sisters, and trying to master doing flawless edits between 2 VCRs. From those early days, he developed his incredibly fast style of working, where he is able to get 5 times as much shot in one day as an average filmmaker. He details the tricks, he details everything that he did to be able to bring this film in on such a small budget. That's part of what's amazing about Rodriguez and the way that he works. He does not have a I hold on to my secrets and I'm not going to let anyone else have them mentality. His mentality is, if I can teach you how I do it, you can get better and then share what you do with me so that I can get better and the cycle will continue. You have to bear in mind that this is a man who was unable to get into the film program at UT, but who made a short film on his own and entered it into the student film competition, Jump Cut, and won. And then was literally able to get the entire school of RTF to change the way that they do their admissions. This is a guy who has a talent for filmmaking. I can say this firsthand. I worked one day on Sin City and saw him film an entire scene, a fairly long scene, in a single day. It was absolutely amazing to watch him work. This book contains so much of what that original fire and inspiration was that I think anyone who loves film will really get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Whatever your opinion of his films may be, this man is a master filmmaker who is unpretentious about what he does and wants to find a way of stripping down film and making it available for everyone to do. And this is a man who, when he flew out to LA to start working on Desperado, asked if instead of having a hotel, he could sleep in his production offices and use the hotel money towards the budget. To give you an idea, this is the guy who got Quentin Tarantino, Mr. Grindhouse himself, to embrace digital filmmaking. He is all about making it easier and more accessible to everyone. If you like film, if you're looking for an interesting story, anything like that, this is definitely worth your time. It's a quick read. It's very engaging, very interesting. The guy's a good storyteller, and I think you will enjoy this. Really, if you're listening to this podcast, you'll probably enjoy it, so go ahead and check it out. And you know what? While you're checking things out, you're in the checking things out kind of mindset, you jump on over to thefilmthugs.com and see what amazing content we've got for you right now. Thank you very much for listening, and I will catch you. I'll catch you on the next slice.
Virtual Pizza with your host, Phil Olsen.
Thanks, Jim, for another great review. I had a random thought today. Apart from food, shelter, liberty, etc., what could I not do without? Well, as a young boy, I spent many an evening, when I was supposed to be asleep, listening to the radio. Not mainstream radio, I had a fascination with the AM and long-wave frequencies. I spent hours moving the dial minutely in the hope of picking up the faint signal of a foreign language station. In the darkness, lit only by the glow of my radio and amongst the whines and crackles of interference, occasionally foreign voices would come out from the mist. It was a magical time to me, conjuring up images of distant lands, important conversations and exotic music. I had no idea of what they were talking about, but that didn't matter. I was fascinated, and ever since those mystical nights of non-UK radio, both English-speaking and foreign, has held a place in my heart. The US talk radio genre has become a particular favourite of mine. From listening to the wild and constantly entertaining Howard Stern to the conspiracy ramblings of Alex Jones, talk radio has never failed to capture my interest. Listening to those late-night stations also opens up a world of music outside of the constant barrage of top 40 drivel. Where else could I be exposed to the sound of gamelan, yodeling or French cafe? Now, I'm not saying that I go out of my way to listen to these on a regular basis, but what it did do was open my mind to music outside of the usual synth pop that I was hearing on UK radio at the time. This acceptance of non-mainstream musical styles was a huge influence on some of the music I later went on to produce, constantly pushing the boundaries of what was accepted. So that brings me to TuneIn. Now, they're not the first company to provide access to internet radio stations, and I doubt very much that it'll be the last, but their free little app on my iPhone has made me a big fan. Since I started writing the notes for this episode, I've listened to numerous movie soundtracks, folk music for Antarctica, African pop and the incredible bongo band. Recently, through the TuneIn app, I've rediscovered such gems as From Soma FM, the fantastically cool Secret Agent, the soundtrack for your stylish, mysterious, dangerous life, for spies and PIs too. space station, which is mostly analog electronic music broadcast from deep space to us here on Earth. And Mission Control, a mix of ambient and experimental music mixed with the historical sounds of the space program. The TuneIn app, available on most mobile platforms, allows you to browse the thousands of stations by category, location and language, jump to a random station, save your favourites as presets, and my favourite feature, record stations for listening at a later date. Oh, and it's free. TuneIn's motto is, "It's time to fall in love with radio all over again." I have, and it's fantastic.
Virtual Pizza.
I'm lucky enough to be here tonight for Virtual Pizza at the launch of Bibelots' new single, The Revolution Will Be Digitised, and we're getting a chance to speak with Neil Athey, the guitarist, lyricist and all-round nice guy. Neil, thank you for speaking to Virtual Pizza.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Neil. Bibelots, can you tell us a little bit about the band?
In the current form, we've been together, I'd say, maybe 3 years, because we used to be quite guitar-based before that, and we took a bit of a turn and introduced a lot more synthesizers and that kind of thing, and it went a little bit more electronic with the guitars as well. So Bobby joined us in about 2009, 2010, I think. So in this current form, yeah, then we've been gigging around London, around England. We've been up to Manchester, Sheffield, and up the north and over the west, and down to Devon and everything. So yeah, I mean, we've been pretty busy, really.
The new single, The Revolution Will Be Digitised. Tell us a bit about the genesis of that as a song.
It kind of derives from the old Gil Scott-Heron tune, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised, which is a classic in itself. And he died, was it last year, I think, or the year before? And I already had the kind of idea just based on his kind of slogan, really, his song. And when he died, I just thought, you know what, I need to really finish this. And so I put a few lyrics together and a few more sort of chords and stuff, and got it finished. And it's not exactly about the same kind of thing that he talks about. It's more of a modern kind of take on the theme, where it's a little bit more about apathy, really, and how everyone's a little bit kind of, I don't know, they're not really, there's not much get up and go at the moment, and the amount of stuff that's going on, and the digital revolution and all that kind of thing. And this is, it's more about people being a bit like sort of lazy and not having any revolution spirit inside of them. So the compromise is the digital revolution, which is it's a play on words, really. Yeah. But do you know what I mean? Is this some kind of compromise? The revolution will be digitised, rather than everybody getting up there and actually creating a revolution, as in the Gil Scott-Heron kind of revolution that he was talking about.
The band's been compared to on various websites and presses as a young Caspian or something like that. But myself, I think that you've got like the sort of the catchy lyrics that made something like Franz Ferdinand very popular, with more of the sleazy sort of dirty rock and roll of someone like a Primal Scream, and you seem to meet very nicely in the middle.
Yeah, I'm a massive Primal Scream fan, and I think you mean like the bluesy kind of feel to especially the verses have got definitely, a very bluesy feel to them, and a lot of my influences are blues. I mean, I like a lot of stuff, like, and when you hit the chorus as well, there's a lot of like really fat beats kick in as well, which is the dance influence. So you've got everything from the blues all the way through to like your techno orbital kind of vibe. And I mean, it's not in your face dance music, but there's definitely an underlying sort of beat there, and like a fat synthesizer sound that's that really pushes the choruses to the forefront as well.
Yeah, it gets your toes tapping as well, and obviously then the talent in the lyrics that it stays in your head. So where do you see Bibelots going for the rest of 2012 and then on to the future?
Right, well, we've got a couple of songs in the making. We're re-releasing The Bomb, actually. We've re-recorded it, and we're going to try and release it as a better quality recording, because previously it was a bit of a bedroom demo. It's up on iTunes now, you can get it, but and it doesn't sound too bad, but we want to get the quality like they can get out to the radio and really push it like we have with The Revolution Will Be Digitised as well, because we went up to a professional studio in Wolverhampton and worked with a producer stroke engineer who he's produced all sorts of people from Spiritualised to Paul Weller, Ocean Colour Scene, a lot of the sort of West England kind of bands, and so hopefully we're going to do the same kind of thing with a couple of songs before the end of the year and really push these again. I think so. I think that we've got a new song. Well, I say new song. I've done a remix of a Archie Bronson Outfit song called Dead Funny that we've recorded, and we want to. It's quite a dancey version of that one, and we want to probably release that in the coming months, as well as The Bomb as well. So maybe an EP. I don't know yet. We haven't decided how we're going to release that, but probably a free download as well. So just really sort of expand and try and expand the fan base and take it from there. It's really increasing lately how much people are taking notice, and we're getting a lot of people retweeting. We're getting people resharing our tunes and the video and stuff as well, which you can see as well. The videos just finished last week. The promo video for Revolution Will Be Digitised. So yeah, just continue how we're doing and enjoying it as well, really. So.
Yeah, if you go onto YouTube and Google Bibelots, there's your official video for The Revolution Will Be Digitised on there, which is a fantastic piece, and some of the other works you've done before. And you are available on Twitter as well. Bibelots Band is the Twitter address, and the website address is bibelotsband.com. And through there you can get links to the records. You can download them from iTunes, listen to them on YouTube, and if you want to pay them for an EP, they're available also through iTunes. Very reasonable price of only 79 pence.
There's a few things on iTunes, but make sure you check their website as well, bibelotsband.com, for the free things, because they're also repeated on there for free. So yeah, make sure you check that before you pay for anything.
Brilliant. There's a northern mentality coming through there. Make sure you check at home first before you have to pay for anything. Neil, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us at Virtual Pizza today, and we wish you all the best with Bibelots in the future.
Thanks very much. Nice to meet you.
Again.
Thanks, Adam, for that great interview with the Bibelots. And if you want more information about the band, you can find links to their website and music in the show notes. Next up, we've got Joe Taylor, who's bringing us a new feature called Side Salad.
Hello, welcome to Side Salad with Joe Taylor, a new health and fitness section on Virtual Pizza. I'm a personal trainer based in London, but don't worry, I'm not one of these people that wants you to run marathons or eat rabbit food all day long. I actually believe in making small lifestyle changes in order to use stealth to improve your health. So I'll be giving regular tips on how to add little things into your life to help you to get into shape and stay in shape. Now, this week I'm going to talk food. And I know that a lot of you who listen to this, you're into your films, your video games, things like that. And obviously while you're doing that, you want to have a snack. Now, I'm a big believer in getting a lot of volume because obviously, you know, if you're sitting down to watch a film for a couple of hours or something, you want a decent amount of food. Now, most of you will probably reach for a big bag of Doritos, crisps, maybe order a pizza even, but there is a lower calorie option and it's just as tasty, and that's making your own popcorn. And you can do this very cheaply. You don't need to buy the microwave popcorn. All you do is you buy the big bags of popcorn kernels, which you can get in any shop, and basically you take a brown paper bag, it can be a shopping bag or just the paper bags that you buy. If it's a shopping bag, just cut the handles off the top and then cover the bottom of the bag with the kernels. Fold the bag over twice and then put it in the microwave. Now you want to set the microwave to maybe 3 minutes, something like that. And after about half a minute, maybe a minute, you'll start to hear popping. And then you want to keep it popping until the pops start to be a few seconds apart. And it's exactly the same as when you're making microwave popcorn, that sort of thing. So you just want to make sure that it's still popping as you take it out in order to stop it from burning. So take the bag out of the oven, out of the microwave oven. Then just be very careful because it'll be very hot. So be careful when you're opening it. And then you can basically sprinkle it with anything that you like. So if you like spicy, you could maybe add some chili powder or some different herbs and spices to it. You could use some salt. Now, if you want the salt to stick better, if you use like a cooking spray, that will, you can just give the popcorn a very light spray and then add some salt. You could add a little bit of cinnamon and sugar if you like the sweeter taste. You could even get some dark chocolate and drizzle that over the top, or maybe a little bit of Parmesan cheese if you like more savoury things. So there's really, you know, just whatever flavours you like, you can make it really. So now the benefits of popcorn, obviously it's very cheap to make and it's obviously a lot lower calorie as well. And popcorn actually has some nutritional value as well because it's a good whole grain, so it'll keep you healthy while being very tasty at the same time. Okay, so that's my tip for this week. If you've got any questions about health and fitness and you want to get in touch, please ask me and I'll do my best to answer them, and I hope to hear from you.
Contact Virtual Pizza by email at virtualpizza.podcast@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter @virtualpizza.
Some great tips there from Jo on healthy eating, and remember, if you've got any questions for her, please get in contact with us. Next up, Adam's going to give us his retro movie review, and this week it's The Two Ninas.
You know what my problem is, Mike? What's that, baby? Nobody believes in me.
Meet Marty Sachs.
You know the difference between you and me? Is you're a player and I'm just not.
He's a nice guy.
You mingling? Yeah, couple leads.
Who's tired of watching his friend get all the girls.
Get me drunk and take advantage of me. Well, some help you are.
But he's about to go from having none.
I just have no interest in you hitting on me.
Well, I have no interest in hitting on you.
To having one. To having two. Many Ninas.
I am so sorry. Please call me.
How's a good life, Romeo? I have 2 girlfriends.
What are the names?
Nina.
Okay, and the other one?
Nina.
Oh!
Exactly.
Greetings, one and all. My movie recommendation for this episode is going to be a film from 1999. It's a comedy, romantic comedy. It stars Ron Livingston and Amanda Peet. It is directed by a gentleman by the name of Neil Turritz, and the film is called Two Ninas. It was rated 15 here in the UK, and it runs for 88 minutes, so just under an hour and a half. If you go to the IMDb page for this film, the plot summary is stated as, when two beautiful women fall for the unluckiest guy in the world, his life takes on delicious complications. Well, I'm not so sure if I agree with that. I wouldn't say that the lead character played by Ron Livingston is the unluckiest guy in the world. He's not too good with the ladies, that's for sure. He's had a series of failed relationships, can never really get anything going. His life's not really going in a good direction. He doesn't like his job. His parents are hassling him to move back home. And to make matters worse, his best mate is a typical ladies' man, and Ron Livingston's character of Marty Sachs in the lead kind of envies his best mate and would like his lifestyle, his carefree attitude and success with the ladies. Well, Marty's luck soon changes and he ends up dating two girls through various circumstances. One played by Amanda Peet, who is a really attractive, rich girl. He really digs her, he has a great time with her, apparently he's having the best sex of his life, so he's over the moon. And then, at the same time, he meets another lady called Nina. See, two Ninas. And they really vibe off of each other. She laughs at his jokes, she likes the same things he likes, and she's not too hard on the eyes either, but she really gets to him, and therein lies his old dilemma, really. Does he stay with a really attractive rich girl who, makes him feel great, or does he go with the girl who gets him? And the film sort of goes from there. Obviously, it gets a little bit complicated, and we follow Marty as he struggles with this problem. It is a romantic comedy, as I say, but it's more in the vein of the indie comedies that we got a real surge of in and around the late 90s. It wasn't released by Miramax, but it's got a Miramax kind of a vibe to it, one of those indie projects that they might have picked up at something like Sundance. The directing, the editing on this film, they're nothing to write home about, quite pedestrian and even a bit poor at times. As I say, there is a low budget film and it does show here on the screen. What really makes the film tick along though is Ron Livingston in the lead performance. I think he's a great everyman actor, delivers his lines of dialogue and the comedy with faultless ease, really, and it's really hard to not be on the guy's side, even though, you can't really agree with what he's doing, dating two women at the same time, but you do sympathise with his dilemma. So really it's Ron Livingston's performance that drives the movie along. It's got some great little lines of dialogue and comedy in there, some cool references to Star Wars, Woody Allen films, and it's got a real 90s kind of vibe to it, which makes it, as I say, a very easy watch, despite maybe some of its technical shortcomings. Getting to see the Two Ninas in the UK is a little bit difficult. It's not really a widely available DVD. You can get it through Love Film on their rental service, but unfortunately it's not streaming on their internet based delivery service, and neither is it on Netflix either, so you'd have to rent the DVD, or you can buy it, and it is cheap as chips. Amazon currently have it on sale for, well, a penny. You basically pay for the delivery charge, which is about £2. Some of them I can see on here now as cheap as £1.27. So £1.27 for this movie. It's a bog standard DVD, but it is a really entertaining ride. It's got, like I say, that kind of indie comedy feel that a lot of movies had back in the 90s. Similar sort of vibe, if not maybe the hipster call of something like Swingers. So if you dig that kind of movie, definitely check out the Two Ninas. It was released in 1999. It is a comedy. It was rated 15 over here in the UK, and it runs for 88 minutes. If you do see it, I do hope you enjoy it. Until next episode, bye for now.
You're listening to Virtual Pizza.
That brings us to the end of episode 3 of Virtual Pizza. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks to Adam, Joe and Jim once again for all their contributions, and to the rest of the team. And if you want to become part of the team at Virtual Pizza, please get in contact with us.
Contact Virtual Pizza by email at virtualpizza.podcast@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter at virtualpizza.
So, have a great 2 weeks and we'll see you in the next episode.